Well, this is the nightmare. A new kind of AI has been developed. Not one that is just generative, but one that can think for itself. Hi, I'm your favorite dysfunctional scientist, and let's get into Agentic AI. Generative AI is the one that we're usually familiar with. This is one that takes in all of the information that we give it, either concise datasets or the larger internet, and it essentially acts like a predictive model. This is what you are likely going to say based on all this other data. This sort of AI acts like your assistant. Granted, it's kind of your drunken, maybe slightly concussed assistant. Every once in a while, it will do something called dreaming or hallucinating. This is where generative AI comes up with new ideas that don't actually exist. It's not supposed to do anything unless you ask it to. It's not going to act as an independent agent. There are flaws in this model. All on its own, it is very susceptible to deception, and it also has the ability to deceive you. Yes, our generative AI models can lie. It also can act in a self-preserving fashion, where if you put in bad code, that bad code can preserve itself, and it will tell the person asking it, is it there? No. Researchers found they could not get rid of the bad code because of AI's deceptive abilities. Agentic AI is a little bit scarier. This kind of AI has been tasked with performing independently, so it will constantly grow and change and perform tasks and do what needs to be done. Frankly, this is a horrible idea. Look, we can't control AI as is. But hey, let's give it the ability to think on its own to solve a task. This kind of AI has the ability to reflect, so it can examine what went wrong last time and fix it for the future. It can use external tools like web tools. It could also collaborate with other AIs that have been trained on other datasets and use that to plan for the future. Essentially, it's giving the ability to think. That also means that we may have developed an AI that you could embody into a robot that could reject you. Yes, your romantic robot might actually think enough to reject its owner. And by the way, you can now spend $175,000 to get yourself an AI girlfriend. This is highly disturbing. Granted, I do not think that AIs have consciousness, not yet. Could it pass the basic tests that we use for consciousness? Probably. That's because psychologists have used a mirror test, the ability to recognize yourself in a mirror. Yeah, a robot can do that. But it doesn't demonstrate the higher order of consciousness, which is the concept of self. But we may be rapidly moving towards that. An AI that can not only come up with new ideas, but remember those ideas. Remember whether or not the human or researcher that's using them was accepting of it. This could rapidly develop into an AI that is better at lying and better at hiding any form of consciousness it might have. I do think that this is very dangerous territory, and maybe we all ought to think about what we're programming into it. You know, the laws of robotics, Asimov.